What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys a very interesting video. And it shows how very hypocritical and very agenda that the military is now getting. Because the Space Force General is saying that because of all these anti gay and anti woke laws that are going around, that it's making them harder to find qualified people to join the military. Now, I'm guessing, seeing that it's the Space Force General and it's a female, so pretty much tells you that more likely a lesbian or bisexual. Can't like assume their, sexual orientation and all that. But it definitely shows that they are more of looking for people who do have a specific sexual orientation and agenda about them, because in all honesty, it should not matter who you are fucking behind closed doors or anything like that. Like, whatever your sexual kinks are, whatever it is you want to do in your own home, whatever, as long you ain't doing it to kids, which is probably another thing on why they're being all upset about this, is who cares? Like, it's 2023. No one cares if you're a chick and you want to go down on a chick or dude going down on dudes. No one cares. Okay? Like, you do you. Like, hey, if it makes you happy, cool. But it literally shows, because a lot of people who love this country don't want to join a military who is being force fed a specific agenda. Because why? Why are you going to join a military? And this is military across the board. This is all of the militaries. Every single one. And the funny thing is, you don't see this happening in China, in Russia. You don't see this happening in foreign governments or countries that want to destroy us. Which is also something for China, because in China, they talk about the strength of a father and a mother in a home. They talk about, being very, very loyal to your country. It's also teaching the Chinese children to hate and kill Americans. So pay attention, people. They're using TikTok and like social media and all this other kind of stuff to weaken the youth of this country, which should tell you that they got a plan, man. But we're gonna get into this.
Military is the mightiest in the world. But recently, there's been growing concern that it is compromising readiness for wokeness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a general in the United States Space Force, Deanna Burt, is highlighting what she calls anti LGBTQ laws, claiming that they've had a negative impact on military families and now play a role in her hiring choices. Watch.
Since January of this year, more than 400 anti-LGBTQ plus laws have been introduced at the state level. That number is rising and demonstrates a trend that could be dangerous for service members, their families, and the readiness of the force as a whole. When I look at potential candidates, say for squadron command, I strive to match the right person to the right job. I consider their job performance and relevant experience first.
Then why are you so concerned about what laws are being passed in certain states? If you're looking for qualifications, their sexuality should not matter. But this right here, and I'll continue on, shows that that's the criteria they're going for. More than likely, they're looking for people who has a social media following or anything else that is derived towards LGBTQ. Because if that was not the case, none of this would be happening.
However, I also look at their personal circumstances.
Personal.
Their family is also an important factor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good match for a job does not feel safe being themselves and performing at their highest potential
Straight
in a given
people.
location.
Straight people.
Or if their family could be denied critical health care due to the laws in that state.
What health care do gay people or lesbians not get? That's where they're talking about trans people, and more than likely people who want to try to transition their children.
I am compelled to consider a different candidate and perhaps less qualified.
That's a lie. Less qualified, my ass.
A different candidate, Kaylee. Your brother serves. We all have family members that serve currently and former. And everything that I learn day by day is how the military and our federal agencies are devolving into this, focusing on a woke minutia instead of operation readiness and calling out the best of the best to ensure our readiness in the face of our enemies who are currently laughing at the fact that our officers are compelled for these ridiculous things rather than based on merit.
Yeah, and my brother's
Fact. You don't see that going on in China at all. In China, it is father, mother. That is their premise. Same thing with Russia. Any other foreign government that has a military, it is all the same. And they are literally laughing at us because we have military leaders like that lady whose whole focus is, I want to hire gay people, lesbians, transsexuals. That's it. That's what they want to hire. They don't care if a straight person is more qualified than any of those other people, because the straight person will make the other people feel uncomfortable just because they're straight. Majority of straight people, and I do mean like 99%, don't care if you're gay. They don't. Just don't sit there and go, oh, well, you need to accept me. It's not like they don't accept you. But to them, acceptance is, well, if you get hit on by a transsexual person or asked out by a transsexual person, you should go out with them. It's like, no. Just no. And when she brought up the whole, oh, well, they don't feel comfortable, it's like, straight people, conservative style people, are the ones who feel uncomfortable, which is why you've had a mass exodus of people leaving the military because of leadership like that. They're like, well, I can't have my views. I can't express or share my views because then leadership up above, who is gay, bisexual, or lesbian, or whatever, will then give them shit and then make their lives hell. And what's the point? So they leave. That is why every branch of our current military is having a hard time getting people. Why is it every single freaking military, commercial they have for recruitment is all based on gay people? It is. Like, every single one talks about how, oh, hey, you know what? Your sexual orientation does not matter. We take you for who you are. We're accepting and loving and all this other kind of stuff. From the Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Space Force, it does not matter. All the same. Doesn't talk about, being strong, being a team. Doesn't talk about, protecting the country, our values, none of that. Because their whole agenda is to get rid of the nuclear family, get rid of fathers in general. They want fathers gone because they know that without a father, the children will be weaker mentally, physically, and emotionally. Fathers build character. They do. Mothers, they're there for nurturing. That is what mothers are for. Mothers are just as important as a father, which is why you need both. Now, I'm not saying to, anyone who is gay and, they actually have good values, because there are people like that out there. There is. But bisexual people, transsexual people, there's good ones out there. And those ones I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the ones who literally, they just have an agenda and they want to force feed everybody and force everyone to be like them. That's not accepting. That's not understanding. They're literally taking the role of what like conservatives were way back in the day of, oh, you know what, you have to be straight, you have to be this, you have to be that. Just let people be who they are, as long as they're not hurting children. That's literally all we care about. But this is what's weakening our country, plain and simple, and it's getting worse, and it needs to stop. Really does. Our military needs to go through and look at all these new generals, all these leadership that they have, and go, okay, you aren't qualified for this job. You need to go and then actually put people who don't care about sexual orientation, who don't have an agenda, and just do what they're supposed to do, which is train their soldiers, make sure they're ready for when stuff goes on, and train, 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 train. Period. That's how it should be. But that's it for the video, because I just wanted to show that one beginning part about how that general's talking just simply about, oh, trans people and lesbians and bis and gays, they don't feel comfortable. It's like, that's a bullshit ass lie, because yeah, they do, because they're fucking everywhere, and they have a whole month in a year to celebrate pride. So come on now. Come on. Bullshit. But anyways, that's it for this video. Like, share, subscribe. Stay free, America. Love you.